To be in an empowered relationship means that you are an empowered individual. So what that means is that you are in a place of complete acceptance of who you are. And I find sometimes people, they come to me and they have a lot of judgments on themselves that obviously are projected onto their partner or onto whatever kind of relationship you are having. So the main thing is to be responsible for how you are feeling. That's step number one, to become aware of the things that are triggering you. And it's not so much about when somebody triggers you is their fault or they're doing something wrong, but it's about owning how you're feeling, because the truth is nobody can make you feel anything. And I say this again, nobody can make you feel anything. Everything that you're feeling, you already have. What happens is that sometimes in a situation, somebody might make a comment or might do something and your feelings come out. And what we do is we project that onto the other person, saying, they made me feel this. But the truth is, unless you have that wound within you, nobody can make you feel anything. In relationships, what I find over the years working with different people, there are 4 main scars for everybody. And these are the scar or the wound of separation, abandonment, fear, and control. And absolutely every single human being has these energies. So the tricky thing is when we are in relationship and we feel abandoned, the truth is that that is how we're feeling, that is our wound. If we're feeling separate, or if we create this pattern of separation in our lives, we need to be responsible for that energy, that energy that we hold. So in empowered relationships, what we do is we take a journey deep within ourselves to really uncover what these wounds are. And the thing is, when we suffer or when we are in pain, is to find the purpose of that pain. Because sometimes we just get a bit frustrated. It's like, what's the point of all this suffering? I don't want to suffer. Why am I suffering? Why me? But the truth is, the way to find unity is through exploring and healing and learning about separation. So that is the purpose of feeling separation. The purpose of abandonment is to truly find true love with yourself, self-love. The gift that control issues bring is how we manage our power to be in that place of freedom. So when we look at our wounds from an empowered place, we learn to love them in a way. I know this might sound a bit odd, but it's about loving your pain, accepting your pain as a way to master yourself. When we identify with how we're feeling, we put ourselves in a box. And usually we are completely rejecting the other part of ourselves. We are in a place of duality, so everything comes in twos. So the energy of sadness goes very linked and together with the energy of happiness. You can't truly separate them. But when you master sadness and happiness is when you are in a place of balance, is when you are in the middle. And that's when you are truly in harmony with yourself. Sometimes we are a bit addicted to bliss and happiness, and we don't want to know anything about sadness or anger or fear. But the truth is, the opposites, the polarities go together. They cannot be separated. And only when we accept those polarities within ourselves, that's when we find true happiness, which has nothing to do with the idea that we have of happiness, something else. When we are in relationships, obviously conflict will happen. I'm just going to give you an example. We have 3 men and 3 women, and they are in relationship. We have 3 couples. Let's just say the males have cheated on the females. So it's the same fact for everybody. In the first relationship, the woman, She gets really, really upset. She feels it's her fault, something that she's done. She feels quite sad, depressed. She doesn't want to go out. She completely just says, I'll never meet anybody again. This is too painful for me. So that's the first scenario. Now, the second relationship, she gets really angry. She cannot believe he's done this. He's all calling him all of these names. She scratches his car. She gets really, really angry. And she creates this sense of, now everybody's going to pay for what he's done to me. And in the third case, in the third relationship, the woman acknowledges what has taken place. He has cheated. But he says, okay, I acknowledge what has taken place. I'm sad for what happened, but life goes on. And I know whatever happened here was a lesson for me to learn something about myself. And I'm able to move forward. Life is waiting for me. So when we are talking about being responsible for your feelings, the truth is, nobody can make you feel anything. In the first case, the woman was feeling sad and depressed. In the second case, the woman was feeling really angry. And in the third place, the woman decided to learn something from it. So the men didn't make the women feel anything that wasn't there already. So when we become responsible, we realize that I have to be responsible for my own feelings, for my own actions. And acceptance doesn't mean that I just agree with everything that happens around me. There is a difference between how I feel and how I behave. And sometimes we judge people that project their pain to other people. But there is no difference really between the people that project their pain out to hurt others or the people that keep that pain in and hurt themselves. There is no difference. Pain is pain for everybody, but some people express it inwardly and some people express it outwardly. It's very interesting in the whole dynamic of the victim and the predator. The truth is, in that relationship, the energy has been created by both. There is not the good person and the bad person. The energy has been created by both. And if I am in a place of I feel victimized, my responsibility is to own my 50% energy that has created this conflict or whatever took place. So that's what responsibility is, and that's what acceptance is. To accept myself and to accept that sometimes I behave in a victim mood, sometimes I behave in a quite destructive way. Those are just behaviors, but it's to look underneath that, to see what's deep rooted in me and how I'm projecting my pain onto my relationship, my partner or my boss or my mother. It doesn't really matter. This course is for everybody because at the end of the day, the relationships that you are creating in your life are a mirror of the relationship that you're having within yourself. So whether you are single, whether you are in a relationship, whatever place you are in your life, this course and these workshops are for people, men and women, that want to be empowered within themselves. Therefore, they want to create empowered relationships.